Man, my phone is blowing up. Somebody done fucked up. Hey guys, Brook Potter here. I didn't think I was going to be doing a video, but I thought I would do a quick teaser this Sunday, which is, let me just check the date here, which will be on the 9th of August, 2020. Amos and myself are going to be addressing the, what's her name? Tomi Lahren rant to some degree. But I thought there were some important lessons in the video that I was just going to touch on. We're all about being better men and on this path of self-improvement and stuff like that. So earlier this week, Tomi Lahren, who is I believe she's a TV presenter, conservative TV presenter for the Blaze TV or something like that. And she put out a PSA for Boyish Men. Is that it? Yeah, I've got it here. So, I mean, there are a couple of things that I wanted to say about this in the context, but Amos and myself will be doing a full breakdown in the show. But it was very funny. I think she started off kind of saying, I'm a teacher, I'm a this, I'm a that. I started thinking of the Mandalorian from from Iron Man, and I thought, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. But there were a couple of things that she said that it's such womanese. It's just such. There's just no self-awareness whatsoever. So I wanted to make a point on those things. I will put a link to the full video, and I will be referring to the different time sections where I'm discussing the points. You could go back and watch the full video. And of course, Amos and myself will be doing a full discussion on this Sunday's show. So yeah, a little bit about Tomi Lahren. She's got a Wikipedia. I'll put a link to that below. I believe she's on Fox News. She spent some time on the Blaze TV. I don't really watch much. I don't have a TV, so I don't really watch these things anymore. I suspect she was engaged to a gentleman who was a soccer player, bought her a $50,000 ring, I think, according to her Instagram. And he was running for Congress in California. The relationship ended. I don't know the details. I suspect that she probably monkey branched, tried to, think she may have been able to do better. She's 28, so she's on the verge of, hitting 30. And as I keep saying in my videos, every year that a woman waits to get married or whatever the case might be, she adds another rung of new 18 girls turn 18 and they enter the sexual marketplace, younger, less drama, all of these other things. And the competition is constantly increasing for women as they get older. At the same time, this is a very highly successful woman. Of course, she's going for the top percentage of men, probably the top 1% as the case might be. And what she does not realize, and what a lot of women don't realize, is that the higher up the status of men you're going after, the greater your competition. We call it the 80-20 rule, where 80% of the women are going for the top 20% of men. And now in this global social media world, it's even worse than that, because the sexual market is global for probably the first time in human history. So yeah, the higher up you go, the rules change. As very, very successful top level men at the very top, they have the pick of the litter. They're choosing from 80% of the women in that type of echelon. So when a woman like this suddenly realizes that she's out-competed and, maybe she really does not bring a lot to the table, this is the point where they start to blame men and start saying, well, it's men's fault. Men have to rescue me from this bad situation. It's all men's fault. And that's kind of the attitude that I'm getting from this video. And yeah, there are a couple of very interesting word plays that she puts into this thing, something that I don't think she realized what she was saying. I'm waiting for a delivery at the same time, so I'm trying to knock this video out really quick. There comes a point where she's talking about all of her friends and this, that, and the other are all successful, ambitious. They're all go-getters and whatever the case might be. Women always make this mistake. They always assume that the things that attract them to men are the things that men are attracted to. So when you hear women start talking about, oh, well, I'm well educated, I'm, very successful, I'm making my own money, I'm a strong, independent woman. Ladies, I'm sorry to tell you this, a man doesn't give a damn about your education, doesn't give a damn about how much money you're bringing in, he doesn't care about any of that. Men, for the most part, are only interested in how cute are you. Men are success objects, women are beauty objects. And while I'm not saying that's 100%, that's not a rule, we really don't care. We really don't care how successful you are. In fact, your success is more than likely going to be hindering you, because generally the rules of hypergamy is that women want to marry equal or above. So the more educated, the more successful, the more whatever the case might be, you're just limiting the options of men who are actually more successful. So if you're a very high-powered lawyer, for instance, you've got to, if you want somebody better or equal to you, there are very few high-powered lawyers or maybe partners in a law firm. That the pool of men just keeps shrinking. So again, I always hear women say this, oh, I'm so successful. I have my own house. I have this, that, and the other and stuff like that. No, men have different standards. Women don't seem to understand that men actually look at different things. So yeah, and this is the very funny thing about this as well, is in the video, she actually makes this point. Now, yeah, she's 28. She's getting older, as the case might be. And at some point, she talks about how, all of her friends are ambitious and successful. And she makes the point of saying that, why are these men in kind of my echelon looking at these Thotianas, these, young, hot, pretty things on Instagram and not taking on these highly successful, motivated women? And I'm kind of like, that's the fucking point. Like, highly successful men. And I could speak from, well, I wouldn't share my story, but a friend of mine, he does give me permission to use his story. He was a very successful businessman, married a lawyer, and he, needless to say, that just deteriorated into an absolute, shit show at the end of the day. And it was a messy divorce. And he basically said, no more brains. I don't want any smart women at all. I don't want accountants. I don't want lawyers. I don't want executives. I don't want any highly professional women, because it is too much drama and stress. And he ended up with some hairdresser, pretty Barbie looking thing. She does yoga and, shops and stuff like that. He's very successful and he's never been happier. He does not want a strong, opinionated woman in his life. And the truth is, highly successful men who are already, they're probably putting in 80 hours of work a week in whatever their profession is. That's how they become these very successful men. Lo and behold, these men don't want to come back and have to deal with this type of lecturing that Tomi Lahren is dishing out to men. If I was married to a woman like this and she was giving me these types of lectures, believe you me, man, give me the 23-year-old nail salon technician or whatever. I do not want to be putting up with this kind of thing. And as I say, very successful men, top ring. Next, there are a lot more like you out there. So yeah, I suspect there's a little bit of that's going on. And last thing that I wanted to kind of touch on is just her use of womanese, which is it's so funny, So at one point she starts talking about how well, of course, all men are trash all over the country, and people DM her all the time about, how do I get a girl like you and stuff like that. Ladies, if you're meeting a guy on some kind of dating app of some kind, he's probably not a high quality man, unless it's Tinder. Men travel and they use Tinder, but they're using it for hookups. They're not looking for serious relationships, generally speaking. But high quality men don't need to go on to dating apps and start DMing women and playing these types of rules. High quality men, women are kind of throwing themselves at them. So they don't really need to be using dating apps and stuff like that. So if she's on dating apps and she's getting this kind of thing and she's complaining about how all men are trash, I'm kind of not surprised, because the quality men are not on dating apps. They're out there. They're, making connections. Women are coming to them. They don't have to be doing any of that kind of online sort of stuff. But at the same time, she talks about how people always ask her, oh, how do I get a girl like you? And this, that, and the other. And very womanese, again, you got to listen to what she says. She says, if somebody wants a girl like me, she didn't say if somebody wants to have a chance with me, she says a girl like me. So rules for thee, but not for me. And then she goes on, he doesn't have to be tall. He doesn't have to be Brad Pitt. He doesn't have to be this, that, and the other and stuff like that. I'm sorry. Did you not look at the Alpha Chad guy that she was engaged to, who was all of those things and probably, definitely at least in the top 10% of all men? So again, never get dating advice from women. And what really upsets me about this entire thing, well, I can't say that I'm upset. She's just screwed herself at any kind of genuine connection because she's put out this PSA, right? This public service announcement. right? When you're in a relationship, women have a certain expectation about how you act. Now, I learned this as when in my beta male days, there was some girl that I absolutely idolized, and I was just like, oh, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. But the problem is the minute she tells you what to do and you start doing it, she will never know if it's genuine or if it's because she told you to do it, and your relationship is doomed. And that's, of course, the issue that Tomi Lahren has just put herself in by putting out this PSA. Any guy who might very well be following the rules because she said to do these things, she will never be able to trust any of those men again, because she will never know if it's genuine, this is alpha characteristics and whatever the case is, or is he just doing this because I put out this PSA, which is why she probably used, the rules for thee and not for me kind of language, where if you want a girl like me, but for her personality and her personal preferences, she probably has a whole bunch of other rules. So we'll leave that as a lesson for men. Amos and I will probably be doing a much bigger breakdown on this video. I'll put timestamps below. I've just been talking. I was meant to say. So I'll put the timestamps below if anybody wants to go back and watch these videos. It's unfortunate because a lot of these women, they're falling into this trap. They're not realizing that we have our own standards. Just as she says she's a woman of value and she has standards, guess what? Men also have standards. So guys, as always, if you'd like, be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. If you have, some feedback on it or even some suggestions of things that you'd like Amos and myself to discuss in the 10K Rum Podcast, put your comments below, links below. Please subscribe to the 10K Rum Podcast. Amos and myself have set ourselves the agenda that if in 1 year we're not monetized on the channel, we will be ending the show. So please help us out to reach that goal. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Take care.